What was it, Pope.com?
No, God.
Pope.god?
No,
or
God.com.
God.com?
I won't let Yagami.god.
Does somebody have Kami.sama?
Hold on a second. Emily, stop typing. Don't beat me to this.
Hello, we are Perfectly Mid Podcast. I'm Karlo.
Emily.
Steve.
And you probably heard in my intro, today we are talking everything music. All right, so this past year, we have gone to a lot of concerts, a lot of Japanese and anime-inspired concerts, so I want to talk a little bit about that. First thing I want to talk about regarding those concerts is the difference between Japan and American-style concerts. So there are a couple of little differences. I think for me, I mean, you've been to way more than we have, but for me, I think the biggest is, one, they explicitly are like, no filming unless we tell you you can.
Are you talking about in Japan or here?
Both.
Disagree. Depends on the band. Depends on the band because I just went to I just went to Baby Metal and they didn't say shit.
Meaning to say the when you go in, the expectation is there's no filming. Like
you're talking about a Japanese band in America.
Yeah.
No, it depends. Baby
Really?
Metal didn't say anything.
Dude,
I had people had their phone up the whole time. Oh, and the guy, I think I sent you a picture of somebody filming on a DS.
Yes, I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
that.
Nintendo DS.
On
Yeah.
a Nintendo
But
DS.
I think the expectation is that
More
there's no
bands
filming.
do that. Sim did the same thing when I saw them. No rules about phones. So I think it does depend.
Yeah,
But,
it depends on the band, but I think just the
in Japan generally it's no, and some of them come over here and expect the same. And I think
yeah,
some of them have
most it's
I don't know if
no.
it's because they know or they're just like
I think
used to it.
I
Like
think
Baby
those
Metal's
with-
been here many times.
I think those with a bigger American audience, like, you know, they go back and forth. But like we saw Man with a Mission, and Man with a Mission, it was like
I think
they
that was
didn't
their
say
first
it,
time
and they were
here, I
like,
think.
no.
Yeah.
They didn't say anything. But then like the moment people pulled out their phones,
there were
people
signs placard all over that was like, you
Yeah.
are not allowed to film unless unless the one picture at the end or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, even Lisa, right? We weren't able to film the first 3 songs.
Yeah, and that was only because I was pressed. Although actually everybody else in that audience was allowed. You know, people took shit on their phone. So, but that's such a big venue. I think it depends. Like that situation, Crunchyroll knew. Baby Metal, when they first came, they opened for Lady Gaga. So
I would just say
their first experience. It depends on their
I
experience.
think it depends, but default if you're going to
Yeah.
a Japanese artist and you're not sure what they are, just default to not filming until you see
Look
somebody
around.
else do so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas in the U.S. or like American bands, like people are.
If you're seeing them in Japan, no phone. Like when I go see the Pillows, I think a week before this episode comes out, I'm not touching my phone.
The next is with Japanese bands, they love starting on time.
Mm-hmm.
In opposition to American acts where like they say the show's at 7 and nobody comes on until 8, and then you have like 3 openers until. But like every Japanese band we've seen has been like on time. They say 7, they start at 7.
Yeah, that's pretty consistent. I feel like if
E45s and 8:45.
it probably if it's late, it's probably more because of like the sound technicians or somebody else needing time, and not because the band isn't trying to force it.
Yeah. And they like their act is pretty like it's very well rehearsed and very sticks to the script. I feel like there's not a lot of improving that goes on. Some bands, but like more often than not, crowd work is pre-planned.
Yeah.
And then another thing that was jarring to me going to Japanese concerts is that like at the end they come on stage, the lights go up and they say, "This is your chance to take a picture," and they do a picture with the crowd, and like they address the crowd at the end and do a very formal like goodbye before they leave.
Yeah.
I mean, is that the case in Japan as well?
Yeah, where they're like, I feel like the festival didn't do it, but that was like so
because you have
strict
act
on
after
time.
act, yeah.
I'll have to see what they do with the Pillows. But I feel like here it's partly because they're like, we're on tour, and it's like that Japanese idea of like, we have to ask the crowd before we take a photo to use for social media of our tour kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's probably what that mentality is. Like, hey, we want to take a photo. Are you all okay with that? As if someone's going to be like, no, please, I don't consent.
Don't consent.
Yeah.
Please, let me duck down.
I'm a citizen of the world. I don't consent to being filmed.
Yeah. Your Japanese laws have no power over me.
I am a sovereign citizen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are like the major things that I've noticed. Any other like major things that you've noticed? I noticed you have this.
Light stick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what happens for the audience? What happens with light sticks?
If you remember how to turn them on, which I did not. No, I wasn't making fun of you. I was talking about me when I didn't think it worked.
No, I mean, I feel like most that err on the side of pop or rock have some sort of like light stick. So like this is Lisa's. She has a big L in it. They have standard light sticks, but it's just basically to go along with the music.
Yeah.
And it changes colors. Some are really fancy and they are synchronized to the music.
You probably want to get that out in front of your face.
if it's a group, usually each member will have a color. So like
Oh, yeah,
you'll
like
have a
Vocaloid, they
group
have
color
different
like
colors,
hey
yeah.
Blackpink like throw up the pinks, but like hey if you want to like for a member show a color, sometimes they do that.
I'm impressed with the light sticks, dude. There's like choreography sometimes, and people in
Yeah.
the crowd know the choreography.
It's like football fans, like soccer fans, like having chants for their teams. It's like that
Oh.
idea, but with light sticks.
Did I miss anything?
That's just what it reminds me of.
Anything else in like concerts? that you've
Encores
seen?
are structured.
Oh yeah, like it's the same.
Like, sure, yeah, cheer, but like they're gonna come out.
It'll be like 5 minutes.
To be
and
fair,
come
America
out.
started skewing though. It used to be
Yeah.
they would do an encore if you were loud enough in the U.S. In Japan, at least as long as I've been there, it's like no, they're gonna come out and do an encore. And actually, a lot of bands will do 2, 3, 4. Like when I saw the Pillows the first time, I think they did 3 encores,
Oh wow.
which was interesting. But like if you're on tour in America, I think they're sticking to time more, which is
I've never
interesting.
been to an American concert without an encore. Have you?
No, I think we were too young, but like it used to be like I
Yeah,
think back
yeah.
in like the 70s it was you had to make them do it, and now the expectation is they're going to.
Yeah, right. Have you ever been?
Yeah, I mean, aside from festivals, no.
Yeah, we're also like in New York where
Yeah.
like everybody wants to play in New York. You play the big venues, which is fun.
But like at least for the shows I've seen, I don't know about you guys, like here in the US when it's a Japanese band, they come out, they play like 2 songs, they're done. They're literally just outfit changing, maybe. And like if not, they might be back in like 20 seconds. They like walk off and then they're like, okay, we are technically now in the encore stage.
Now we have a different outfit on, and it's a T-shirt. So when we were in Japan, when we were in Kabukicho, actually, starting small, not getting to the big acts yet, we saw like an idol festival, an idol group festival. So it was like a whole day. It was a Sunday, right?
A random Sunday.
It's a random Sunday, and the whole day they had a stage right by what tower is that?
The Tohei Tower.
The Tohei Tower, Toho Tower, whatever.
Yeah.
And like 15-minute increments, they had a different idol band
Okay.
playing for like the whole day. And they had groupies. Like they were small bands. I don't know, like not small, like there were like 15 people in a band. but
But not massive in,
not
in
massive,
fan base.
small
yeah.
fan base. And there were people in the crowd who like were there for specific acts and
Yep.
they knew the choreography.
Or
Like
we're
the stage
warming up and
choreography.
stretching.
Yep.
Yeah, they were stretching. That was. Did you see any idol bands when you were there?
I don't know if I've seen bands perform just like on the street. I don't know if I've actually seen an idol performance. I don't think I have. Just I haven't happened across one. There's also underground idol bands, like venues that you go to, and they're like that's where small idol groups will perform. There's some shady elements to it, but it's like underground idol shows are like a thing. It's like the early stage level where they like haven't gotten very big, so they're like performing in like live houses kind of, but for idols.
What are the shady elements to it?
Younger girl groups who who have fans, and you're like, why is
Like
there
underage?
Yeah, like it's like it'd be like if there's a teeny bop group,
Like, why is a 50-year-old person?
right. I was
Got
trying to think
it.
of an American name, but yeah, like why are you here as a fan of like a 14-year-old idol group?
Got it.
Because one thing that the idol groups do is they'll have meet events after, so you like pay money to like maybe shake their hand, maybe take a photo, kind of like what we did with Kaho, which like cool if you want it, but again, like if it's an underage person, why does this even exist? Just watch their music online and enjoy them as bops until they turn 18, and then you can meet them.
Yeah.
But besides that, the underground idols is just a way where a lot of them will come up, and there's so many idol groups in Japan, like music groups here. A lot of them don't make it. It's a very demanding job.
So like I know in like K-pop and in J-pop, like the big
It's
bands,
pretty
a lot
similar.
of them are like coming from like schools where they're like taught how to
They're
perform
kinda
like this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like, is that common? Do we know anything about that?
I
that
do
something
know.
you
I
will-
do know there are idol groups that do not come up that way. Like people will get approached on the street to be like, "Hey, would you want to be in an idol group?" I think that's how a lot of these underground groups form. Is like some managers trying to create a group, and they're just like looking for attractive people on the street, kind of thing, to like be in it. Because there's a lot of. I mean, there's actually some good manga about it too. But groups
Which manga?
Oshinoko does talk about it a little bit. It's there's some one-shots I've read that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's about the idea of like this girl who gets into like underground idol group at like the age of 15, and then she's like turning 24, and she's like, we never got anywhere. I really wanted this to. Now I'm like, I'm an adult. I didn't get a job right out of college. What do I do? Those kinds of stories, because it's like every other music career where not everybody's gonna make it.
Yeah.
So
I've also noticed at whether it's the small concerts or bigger concerts, the reception of the crowd is a lot more reserved. Like Radwimps, right? Like, what was your experience at Radwimps when they came to the U.S.?
I mean, it's definitely like a lot more I don't know if it's just because you're going to America where not everyone knows Japanese.
Yeah.
So like it was a lot more of a spectacle and like you're spectating versus an active participant.
Where you're like
and,
singing along.
Yeah.
And jumping.
Like this isn't going to be like a Britney Spears concert where you're like screaming the lyrics, or like Taylor Swift where you can't even hear Taylor Swift. But
how about like after songs where people like cheer, or was it like just?
No, I think it was People were cheering. Like I don't think it was the silent, like maybe stereotypical like golf clap.
Yeah.
People were definitely cheering, but again, I don't know if it's just because it's an American audience.
Yeah, I think so, because the shows I've seen in Japan, audiences are quieter.
They're
like
quiet,
even at the festival, like you would cheer. I guess I've never said this on the pod, but like the moves when I went to the festival and there were more options there because you weren't inside. It was this, and I think you could do pointing, like same idea. And,
but if you did two
like,
fingers, you got kicked
when
out.
Maximum the Hormone performed, it was a circle pit, and it was literally just a circle pit. It was I got in with it like a dad and his two small children and wife were like watching us.
But like running.
It's just
in a
literally
circle.
running in a circle.
No
it's
one
not a mosh.
like,
No. But like after acts when they're talking, you're kind of just quiet listening. It's pretty reserved. Like you're there to observe, which maybe fits in with the whole like no phones thing. Like you're much more there to take it in.
Yeah.
Than to like be a part of it. Not that you aren't at all, but it's not.
No
one is crowd surfing.
There's no main character syndrome of like this is my show.
Right. I need to crowd surf right now and get my phone out. And,
I need to sing louder than the band. I hate that.
No. There was some singing, like Maximum the Hormone got people singing, like, but it's not the same. Yeah. It's more. I keep using the word reserve, but it's more like being a part of it and observing and taking it in.
So when we were in Kyoto, I don't know if you remember this. We were on the bridge walking towards Gion.
Oh yeah, the guys singing.
And there were two guys singing, like just street act.
That's the sort of stuff I've seen.
Two young guys, but they had a crowd of like groupies, like all these young girls that were watching them, and they weren't like crowded around them. They were in a straight line in front of them, all with their phones out, just like this.
Yeah, that's the fan base. We all got to get our shot, so we're all gonna.
It was really interesting that they were standing like in a perfectly straight line. What are crowd dynamics like in Japan? Like, because in the U.S., I feel like if you're tall, if you're short, it's like every man for himself.
Man, I'll have to report back after the Pillows concert I went to was 15 years ago, and then I've been to like DJ sets, which is not the same thing. But when I was in the Pillows concert I went to when I was studying there, the venue had multiple like layered floor areas, so like sections, and there was like a little railing in front of it, so like you couldn't cross over, and so like you'd stand in whatever section you were in, and you're all just kind of standing, nothing with like tall, short people.
Yeah.
But it was very much just stand and watch. It was me and a bunch of foreigners who were like, holy shit, it's the Pillows. Like somebody sneak a shot on their like keitai, and did it like guy leaned up against the wall and tried for 4 seconds. They were on him quick, and they were put that phone away. Wow. So it was very much just like watch and enjoy. But I haven't been to an indoor concert in a little while in Japan, so I'll have to report back after next episode.
I mean, you're also much taller than the normal Japanese
That's true.
person.
I'm probably gonna annoy people. I felt bad at the festival because I was like, I know I'm blocking like 8 people back.
All right, so this year we went to a lot of concerts, Japanese concerts. Let's talk about some. Emily. I mean, you guys went to way more than me. I didn't go to many J concerts.
The two that are top of my mind are Lisa and Atarashii Gakko.
Okay, so let's talk Lisa first, because you guys both went to Lisa.
Lisa.
I got my hat.
I have
because I haven't worn it yet.
Other stuff.
Yeah.
But no, it was awesome. So it was hosted by Crunchyroll at Anime Expo. Shout out to our AX episode that we'll link below. But yeah, it was a free concert where as long as you had any Anime X, or was it SDCC?
That was SDCC. You're right. It was SDCC.
Because I wasn't there.
The only other time she came to America was for AX. So.
Yeah, okay.
You were just remembering the show we didn't go to.
Yes, must be it.
Yeah.
So it was SDCC. Hosted, all the facts still remain. So
hosted by Crunchyroll.
And as long as you had an SDCC pass, it didn't matter for what day, you could go to the concert.
Yeah, that was amazing that they did that for
really
free
awesome.
for anyone.
It was like the little egg right behind the convention center. It's brand new. I think it opened up like either earlier this year or last year, something like that. Really nice turfed venue. As we mentioned, you couldn't really take videos the first 3 songs, but then after that, they kind of like opened it up as if it was just like
that was just for us in the press in the front. Like,
what was the issue with the first 3 songs?
They didn't want.
Were they new?
Because we were press. They knew they acknowledged that people needed to get footage, but they didn't want press running up in front of the stage the entire time to then prevent people from getting distracted, essentially. So after the first 3 songs, because we were in the front row, like the first 3 rows then got up and stood, so it gave them footage of like the crowd and things like that. They didn't want me and other people running with cameras the whole time.
Because there was like, I would say, about a 10-foot gap between the barricade and like the seats.
Yeah, we were behind the barricade.
So there's like nobody in that section.
So like they allowed press to kind
like
of
it was me dodging
around.
like the Getty Images people and me and like a few other press people were running around.
So they allowed like press to get content for the first 3 songs, and then they kind of like opened up the like it was standing room, so then you could
everybody could get
seat,
into that section.
Rush it. But I mean, she was awesome. The first time seeing her, obviously live, since the last time she was here was quite a while ago. Something else that's like really huge at Japanese shows, I feel like, are the merch and the fact that like merch opens up before the show, like 2 hours before the show, you can go and get merch.
And there's lines already.
Yep.
And it's like everything's exclusive. Like it's that. I mean, like many other concerts, but it's like it's really unique items like towels or posters or light sticks or T-shirts or bags.
Yeah, I mean
or bucket hats or like it's not just your normal fare of like a $75 hoodie and a T-shirt.
Here. So that's for her Lander, which was her tour, I think from the prior year, and then this show was considered as part of it. So all the I mean the hat says Lander. It's all for that, and then whatever her next touring group will be, that won't be any of that stuff.
So was this like her tour right now, or what she was doing in the U.S.? Was it for Lander, or was it like a U.S. tour?
This was a unique U.S. show. This was
show.
only one show. So she had done her Lander tour, I think, the year before, because one of the things they were selling was the DVD. So this was like a bonus. Hey, she's going to another country for once. Come on, Lisa, you should be doing an international tour. And that's why all the merch was Lander based.
Did you saw Lisa? You liked Lisa?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, kept it a secret for me for a while. Yeah, no, Lisa's huge. It was incredible. I mean,
not
even
the Lisa from Blackpink or whatever.
No, the Lisa who was around before that Lisa, because she started in like 2012 or maybe even 2010 is I think when she popped up. And I mean, even this year, I think she did 3 or 4 anime openings just this year. When I was going through listening to all the OPs and EDs, I was like, oh, there's an anime I never watched, and Lisa did that one.
She does the Demon Slayer ones, right?
She does the Demon Slayer one. She did Black Box for NieR. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was really cool, and like we were talking about, she came out and did a little bit of a encore where she played an original song, and I think she ended on Crossing Fields, which was her first big hit. That was for Sword Art Online. Yeah.
And fireworks.
What's
yes,
fireworks?
and then there were fireworks. They shot fireworks, but
I thought she had a song.
Because we were in the front, we couldn't see the fireworks because we fell under the egg. So there were fireworks, and we heard them, but we couldn't see them. So we're like, I mean, I don't care. I got to see Lisa up close.
Oh man, we didn't get to see fireworks, but we got to be 15 feet away from Lisa.
Yeah, I'll take that one. Yeah, so that was an awesome show and unique because it was free by Crunchyroll, which is so cool. I hope they do that again.
Is her music? It's like poppy.
It's like pop rock.
So did she have like a band up with her?
J-Rock. Yeah, she has a band.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like she has a band like the same band all the time.
I think that's her band.
Yeah, she has a band, costume changes.
Yeah, she had 3 or 4 outfits. I think every 3 or 4 songs she would change.
And does she write her music?
Yeah.
Is that like?
Yeah, she's like an actual musician. Idols a lot of times don't. Mm-hmm. And it's probably true of like other J-pop, J-rock groups. Like there are some that don't. Lisa writes her music. Mm. Yeah.
So it's like
there's plenty. It's like the U.S.
It's like pop is usually like somebody.
There's a guy in Sweden who writes every American hit.
Max Martin.
Yeah.
Not Max Marks. Max Martin. I don't know. They had.
He's not Japanese. It's not relevant.
And Juliet.
But yeah, Japan has that too.
Huh.
Same thing with K-pop. Where like a lot of their music is produced, but then you've got groups like G-Idol where Soyeon writes the music.
And then you would mention
Atarashii
Gakko, which we saw together,
Yes.
and it was our second time watching Atarashii
Yes.
Gakko.
So
What did you think?
We saw them at Music Hall of Williamsburg last year, and then this year they were in New York in Terminal 5.
Which is a bigger venue.
Bigger venue, and they've inevitably just kind of blown up, I feel like, over the past
year.
They were at what's the huge California concert
Head
that
in
they
the
played?
Clouds.
Clouds.
No, not Head in the
Oh,
Clouds.
Coachella.
Coachella. They
were
played
at
Coachella this
yeah.
year.
Yeah, and then they've been on Just Dance. They were on Jimmy Kimmel. So like they've just kind of like bopped around all of America, and I feel like they have blown up. So definitely was a bigger crowd. I mean, I'm a little bit of a contrarian where I like the smaller venue, so it feels way more intimate.
You're a little hipster.
Yeah.
I mean, the music
Well, to be
hall
fair,
of Williamsburg, literally
I don't
hipster.
know how you guys feel about Terminal 5. I saw Baby Metal there. Terrible acoustics. I hated the venue.
I
I
feel
don't
like
So
the
a small
stage is
venue, you get a
also,
better
like,
chance.
A foot too low.
Yes.
And it's very deep.
Yeah.
Like the venue is
Hard
like
to
Yes.
long.
like,
Yeah.
Not conducive to being in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had some issues with some like tall people like in front of us, like really blocking the view, knowing they were tall. It was.
Yeah, those people are the worst.
Well, no, but I mean, literally, we're at an Atarashii Gakko concert and like you're pushing people, like.
Yeah. There's a little bit of aggression, but I mean, they put on a great show. I think in the past year, I wouldn't say they improved because they were already really good.
I mean, they've been together for like quite a while.
Yeah, they put on an amazing show.
Yeah, I saw them at Head in the Clouds. So so that was their second show in the U.S. or second because they left, I think, and then came back for the tour.
They did it. How long was their set?
40 minutes, 45, maybe something like that. Yeah,
Legit.
Yeah, it was
Like
it was a
full
real
set.
time. Yeah, one of the girls fell down during one of the.
Green.
Yeah,
that was really funny.
I saw the videos
I
of
posted.
that.
She like fell backwards, and the other girls kind of like glanced really quick and like she's okay, and then she popped back up and did it like yeah.
That's the one thing I really like about Atarashii Gakko. Even though they're like an idol group, they're still like people.
Yeah.
Like they're not like completely manufactured.
Yeah.
And like their crowd work, Suzuka does a lot of the crowd work, and
Yeah.
she is very off the cuff.
Yeah.
Which is like not normal in that sphere.
It's a little
so
raw.
it's
It's like raw. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like, oh, I memorized these 3 sentences in English and
Yeah.
then said thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they did like 5 minutes on trying to figure out how to say happy birthday
Oh.
with a TH, which was great.
Yeah, they did some crowd work when they played there too.
So Atarashii Gakko, and then we all saw Creepy Nuts
That is correct.
at
Oh, yes.
Anime NYC. Was it
Yes,
Anime
I
NYC?
believe it was Anime NYC.
Yes.
Let's see.
Blends together.
It really doesn't help that Anime NYC is now in August because I used to be able to differentiate between
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it being cooler.
Based on how covered up my
But
my
now
cosplay
that
was.
Yeah.
AX, SDCC, and Anime NYC are all within 6 weeks of, and Otakon are all within 6 weeks of each other.
Yeah.
Summer's rough.
Yeah, I'm actually still not confident that it was Anime NYC and not New York Comic Con.
But it was my
it was
first.
close,
It
yeah.
was my first time seeing Creepy Nuts. I know your first time. Have you
Second
s-
time, I saw them at the festival.
They were.
They were one of the two
outstanding.
bands I was going for that festival.
Really?
Yeah.
So like, how did you first hear? I first heard of them through Mashal.
Yofukashi no Uta. So the Call of the Night anime, super cozy, but it's called that because of their song Yofukashi no Uta. The manga author loved their music and that song so much he named the manga after it, and then got them to write both. I think the OP and the ED. So that song's the ED, I think. So I became aware of them because of the manga I enjoyed, and then found out where the name came from. And then they have the song Billy Ken and a few others. So I had like heard some of their music, and then they ended up doing Mashal and things like that. And I was like, okay, now I'm just gonna find out about them. And of course they did. But I mean, they were big in Japan. When I went to that music festival, I went for Yoasobi and I went for Creepy Nuts. And then there were like eight other bands that I kind of was aware of, but those were the two I wanted to see.
And Creepy Nuts.
Nailed it, both shows.
Yeah.
Now obviously, when I saw them in a festival, it wasn't dark, so they couldn't do quite the same light show effect that they did.
Oh yeah.
But still, I mean, just massive stage. They're running around. Matsunaga's having a blast, and
He gets so
Arshite is
sweaty.
like
That's
so.
why you can relate.
Oh
to
no,
it.
yeah.
Oh, no,
Archie gets
Matsunaga's
so
the
sweaty,
DJ, yeah. But they were having a blast, so much fun. Would love to see them again.
I was impressed.
And they hinted, one of the guys on the team, when I was in a situation around him, I don't want to say how in case the dude gets in trouble, but basically said, like, you'll have more chances to see him next year. So it's pretty likely they're working on a tour.
I was impressed at ANYC, Anime NYC, how they were able to turn like that stage, which is like, it's not really like a concert stage.
It's an underground room in a convention center.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep. That would work. You could picture it being used for like
Corporate events.
I was
corporate,
gonna
all
say like an
hands.
MLM. event. With like giant screens on either side. The ceiling's not that high, but like it's deep, so you could have a couple thousand people being like, if you buy in and bring 10 people, you too can own your destiny. But instead, they use it for concerts.
Yeah, and they did
It was great.
really good job of like making it feel like a concert.
They brought the lights down, really good light effects. Yeah, it was fun. A bunch of people had light sticks. Some people remembered how to turn on their light stick. Some people forgot how to turn it on and thought their battery was dead. Whatever.
Technical difficulties.
And you have to hold the button for a really long time. I thought it was press, and I was like,
How long is a long time?
It just took her like 3 seconds.
Maybe yours was like 8-minute timer.
No, I thought it was click. I thought it was click, so I forgot.
So you saw Creepy Nuts with us, and then this festival that you went to, was that this year?
No, that was last year. That was last summer. Yeah.
So who else did you see at that festival?
YOASOBI, they headlined. Maximum the Hormone. They're kind of metal-like, but like older metal in like a fun way. So like that family that I ran into. Maximum the Hormone was probably the third most popular act there of like 40 acts. Like everybody knew Maximum the Hormone. They did one of the theme songs for Chainsaw Man actually.
Oh.
And I think they did the theme song actually for Death Note, the anime.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure they did Death Note.
Wow.
And I'll have to double check that. But yeah, they've been around for, I think they're like 20 years old, and they're like super energetic and fun and goofy despite like the type of music that they play. So it's like metal, but they're like very energized and having a good time, and everybody in the audience knew them. And like I said, I was next to a married couple, and they're like small kids, and they're all singing it. I'm like, this is hilarious.
I feel like you can't even, this is a sidebar, but do you even really count the end of Chainsaw Man as an ending because it changed every episode?
Yeah, it's 12 endings. Yeah.
12 different endings.
It's 12
EDs.
EDs. Yeah, so they did one of them. And then there was Macaroni and Pizza.
Macaroni and Pizza?
Yeah, that's what
their name is macaroni, which is an English word, enpitsu, which is pencil, just in Japanese. It's an interesting name, but they were pretty fun. Orange, who did a theme song for Bleach, I want to say, they were pretty entertaining. I'm blanking, but they were.
And then
Oral Cigarettes, who did a theme song for. I literally wrote this down.
There's like an obsession with using English words for their band names.
Yes. There are. Why did I could have sworn I wrote down there. Oh, okay, whatever. They did one of the theme songs this year. I remember they popped up. I want to say it was for a rom-com, and I hadn't actually listened to it. But great show. It was 3 days. And one of the great things about Japanese concerts, and other countries might do this as well, is not only do they sell band merch there, pretty much all the bands have towels.
Yes.
So they're like not pretty big. So you put it over your head and you're like sun protected. Everybody had them for that. So I got like a different one every day.
And it's very hot in the summers. Towels are great.
The most useful event merch I've ever bought.
It's a scarf. It's a sweat rag.
It protects you from the sun. Yep. You can wrap something in it.
It's cute. So who have you seen this year?
Aside from the bands that we mentioned, I saw Sim. They're the Japanese ska, reggae, rock kind of emo band. Maybe is another crossover. They did the theme song Rumbling for Attack on Titan.
Oh, they're the ones who said like we're not
an anime. So yeah, I saw them at this venue, and people were very into the music, and it's great. The mix of genres is so fascinating. So they played all their other music, and then towards the end, they finally played Rumbling. But he said at one point, he's like, we've been a band for 20 years. Like, we're not an anime band. We're a like rock, reggae, punk band or whatever. And literally as he's saying that, like some of the people there were dressed as Attack on Titan characters. But what I'm noticing is the guy who's holding a stuffed Pikachu waving it. Because in his head, Japanese band does song for anime. Pikachu is anime. Pikachu is Attack on Titan. And I'm like, this is the weebiest I hate my community moment I think I felt in a while.
Pikachu, use baseball throw.
As he's saying, respect the fact that we do more than this one anime song, which we enjoy. This guy's like, Japanese.
Did he, when they said that, did he like react to it, or just kept?
No. The guy was waving it the whole time. Pretty sure he was trying to ignore it.
I'm just imagining it being the baby that they mess around.
Yeah, that's what I thought of from Attack. I was like, maybe if he did that, but he didn't do that. It was just a Pikachu. What's the venue? It's the venue in Union Square, just to the east of the park. Irving Plaza. Yeah, so that was a great venue. And then I saw Baby Metal at Terminal 5, and that unfortunately was a pretty good show because of them, but was severely hampered by being Terminal 5.
Yeah, Terminal 5.
You couldn't hear them. You could hear the music, but you couldn't really hear them singing.
Yeah, Terminal 5 is less than ideal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've seen them before. I saw them 8 years ago, and it was really good because it was that Sony venue in Midtown. And so, so you could
Sony Theater.
Yeah. So you could hear them really well. It was a great performance. And then I go to this, and I'm like, okay, I can hear the music, and I kind of know what their lyrics are, but I can't really hear their lyrics. I'm just watching them dance. And they did the thing like you said. They're like, no, we're gonna talk English as well as we can. Say our little thing. Somebody gave them this was funny. A Pikachu dressed as the Statue of Liberty.
I'm seeing a theme.
They gave it to one of the girls on the end, and so she like held it up when they were doing their photo. And I was like, okay, that's kind of funny because it's just a.
The guy with the other Pikachu was
it's just a Pikachu.
Oh, man.
That was a different show. That guy should have dressed. If he had dressed as Pikachu like as a Titan, I would have been like, okay, it's kind of themed.
Levi Pikachu.
Yeah.
Go.
And he's just spinning.
It cuts the guy's head off.
His arms get all chopped.
It's covered in blades. And he's like, oh, thematically accurate.
Who else have you seen this year?
I think that's the last one, baby. Oh, no. Well, the last one, it's not a Japanese band. It's Japanese music. So this is from the NieR Orchestra concert. Every like 6 or 7 years, they'll go around playing music from the video game series NieR. And so the composer and the creator and the producer will go around with the 2 English singers and perform like 8 or 9 shows. So that I saw them just before COVID in LA, actually, like 2 months before COVID. And then this year they finally came back and did another tour, added on Boston, and so I got to see them there.
Awesome.
It's a all Japanese orchestra?
No, they use orchestras. The orchestra, I think, was the Orchestra of Boston. So they actually like train with
like
those.
the symphonic orchestras.
Yeah.
So he just conducts them.
So they get a different conductor. The composer, because this was an add-on date, the composer came, the producer came, and the 2 English singers were Emmy Evans and Janique. Oh God, I always forget Janique's last name, unfortunately.
Me too.
I'd have to check it.
I always forget Janique's name.
Both Emmy Evans is just easy because it's alliterative.
Yeah.
But
it's a Stanley name.
Yeah. And then Yoko Taro, the game creator, his thing, like a lot of Japanese people who don't show their faces, he wears a head from a character named Emil. So he never shows his face. He didn't come on the tour, so the producer came out holding the head, and he just goes, "I brought Yoko. I brought Yoko with me.
I brought Aaron."
So I posted it on the subreddit.
And then the Pikachu came.
Yeah, I posted on the subreddit, and I was like, "Look, they all came. Here's the composer and Saito and Yoko Taro." And 1 or 2 people were like, "Wait, that's what Yoko Taro looks like?" And like 80 people in the comments are like, "No, it's a joke. It's the head. Like that's what he does." So like the community got it. So that was awesome. I mean, NieR Automata is my favorite game. No game has ever hit me the way that game hit me. So like it was cool to see the music again for the second time. And when they do another tour in 6 years, I'll go.
Oh, and then you also saw the One Piece band.
Oh yeah, that was
right?
it. That was at SDCC. Yeah. So same thing. It was the symphony in San Diego. Yeah,
Yes.
it's SD San Diego.
Did you go to this one?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I sat in the front. That's where I ended up sitting next to a bunch of streamers like Valky Ray and why am I forgetting the name of the cosplayer that I sat next to? Stella Chu and her husband. And they got led away halfway. But yeah, the show was great. I have not watched the anime. I continue to say, if you want to get into One Piece, read the manga, don't watch the anime. But if you want to do it, you can. The music's cool, at least. And so they would play different theme songs of characters. The first half was just a guy on piano. So he did like all the character songs and Binks Brew, which is the drinking song, and a few others. And then in the second half, the whole orchestra comes out and they played like 12 more songs, including We Are, which is the first opening.
What is that one? Like, we
are
are.
Is that
the nation?
Name the band. It's not Puddle of Mud. It's POD.
POD,
I was
yeah.
singing the actual song.
Oh, that's the actual song.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah, it's all right. We are fighting.
No, that's
Not that
Naruto.
one?
That's Fighting Dreamer.
Oh well, I'm a noob. Murder me in the comments.
Casual. I remember we also saw Man with a Mission.
That was this year?
Yeah.
That you saw them?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you think?
Also, that I don't love that event. Where is it? Irving Plaza.
Yeah, Irving Plaza is terrible.
Irving Plaza was good for Sim at least.
It was really bad when we saw it, but I didn't like them.
Man on Mission?
Man on, Man with, Man.
I think it's Man on a Mission.
Man on a Mission.
Oh, I'm gonna check.
Man with a Mission.
Man with a Mission. Whatever it was. What did you think?
I I mean, I think I know more songs than you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but yeah, I think the venue just like all their songs are kind of like that mid-tempo rock.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're similar. So then it was like I was definitely waiting for like the 3 that I went to the concert for.
Yeah. Which was the Demon Slayer song and
Seven
whoa,
Deadly Sins.
Whoa, it's
and,
all right.
My Hero Academia. Literally those 3.
Yeah.
I was like, because of their they had wolf mask
you
song.
You said the wolf heads were distracting.
Yeah.
I thought they were fine.
I don't think they were distracting. I thought they were limiting.
It's just I don't know what I was expecting at that concert, because then it's like they had to take a break because they get heat stroke, so then they had to like take a cool-down break, and then
they had a
weird
skit, which wasn't translated.
I was a little confused.
But you're right. Like it's limiting because they're heat, but B, like you're losing out on facial expression
and like
as a
they
means
can't
of
move a lot. And then on top of that, I think the bassist had like a spinal issue.
Oh yeah, he couldn't.
He couldn't move, so he was literally.
His bass was propped up.
His bass was propped up, and he couldn't move.
If you imagine two ends of the spectrum is like non-masked, fully mobile band members, and then the gorillas, where they're not on stage and it's fully animated characters, and those animated characters can do whatever. This is the worst middle ground.
Yes,
they've got masks on, so they can't move a lot, and they're real people, so they can't just use the
can't
power
just
of
do
animation.
Yeah, the power of anime. I have the power of anime and God on my side. But yeah,
there's no God in anime.
I had this weird fear
only Kami
that because the way that the masks work is like the singer obviously has to have his like cut off so he can put the mic.
Yeah.
But his face is painted black.
Oh.
So I was just like, oh no, is this not going to translate the way that it should translate in America?
This man just has blackface on stage.
I was so nervous.
Oh,
I was like, oh my God. And then they like the one time you could take a photo, they do take their mask off, but then they tie a towel around their faces.
Yeah.
So then I was just like, oh my God, is this like another thing that's not going to translate well? So I was a little nervous, but I mean, I enjoyed myself. I know you weren't the biggest fan. It was something different for me.
I thought, like, musically, I thought they were sound. I just, performance-wise, there was a lot of limiting factors where I was like, it could be so much better.
Well, especially because you see their music videos and they're like quite epic. They're on top of a building with Lisa, with like swooping camera shots, and then so it was a little underwhelming just having them have to stand still, whether it's because the bassist was debilitated or like that's just how they perform live. I'm not quite sure.
Real wolves don't overheat. Like, that's actually factually inaccurate. I take that back. They are real wolves.
Yeah, real wolves definitely. That's why
overheat.
they pant.
Yeah, they need to perform in cold places and then they can move more.
It was one of those I bought it on a whim and I was like, you know what, whatever.
Yeah.
I like their anime songs, so I'll go. But yeah, so it was a little one note, but it was an interesting experience.
So we've gone to a lot of like J concerts this year. I know we've gone in the past. Like, if you had to recommend like 1 or 2 bands for people to listen to, specifically like Japanese or anime-inspired bands, who would they be?
To listen to or to see in concert?
To listen to see in concert, to like just experience.
I mean, I would say of the concerts that I went to this year, Lisa was really good.
Yeah.
Not for a gimmick or anything, just like she's been doing it for so long. Like her and her band, like they know what they're doing. It's such a good show. I mean, Baby Metal, if you could get a venue that sounds good, is really interesting to watch. And their band is very good.
Too.
Yeah. But if it's a Terminal 5, I don't know. I like, honestly, if I had the opportunity, maybe I wouldn't have gone, which sucks because I like them, but it was a bad venue.
We saw them at Hammerstein last year, and it was
I like
really
Hammerstein.
good. Yeah. We saw them with Death Clock.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't around for that one.
Yeah, from Metalocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, I mean, like, the venue was fun, and, like, because it's so big, like, the mosh pits were enormous.
Sim was really fun. I would absolutely see them again. That was their first U.S. show.
Lisa, Sim, Baby Metal.
And then I mentioned...
Atarashii Gakko.
Great show.
Go
definitely.
For a good time.
If you watched Fooey Cooley, you came up around when I did, the Pillows are as good live as you think they would be. Like, it's nostalgic for anybody who started in middle school, like our age, but yeah, it's worth it. And then
you didn't say the one that you always say.
Oh, Radwimps.
Radwimps.
Where I went.
Oh yeah, you went
both
twice.
Days.
But like, if you can go, you would recommend everybody to go, or like a specific person?
I mean, if you are Makoto Shinkai, it's definitely a must see.
That's what I was gonna say.
If you go in I don't think it's a good entry level, maybe intermediate. Like I feel like
Why?
Atarashii Gakko they're like super fun, energetic. They have dances. There's like a little bit of a gimmick,
And,
right? Like
and very easy for Western audiences to get into.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's a little more like familiar versus like Radwimps is they're excellent musicians.
Yeah.
They're the way that they write things. They obviously know their instruments quite well.
There's a lot of down tempo.
There's a lot of down tempo. It's really exciting to watch. But I don't think it's a good entry level, especially if you don't know Japanese.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, I had fun at that concert, but I'm not as into their music. And so I was like, the concert was fun, but I wouldn't rank it in my higher end just because I'm not as into the music. I think that, like, they're very talented musicians, but like you said, there's not a gimmick to what it is. So you're there for them.
Yeah.
A band or an artist that I want to see that is blowing up right now is Otto.
Mm-hmm.
And
Otto just came here, didn't she?
I don't know if she.
I thought there was an Otto tour.
They just released a tour.
Who is Otto?
Na 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 na.
Oh,
ready for the show.
That's Otto.
Yeah. She doesn't show her face, so she's always like it's always like a dark backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that they just released her tour tickets. I thought she didn't come here yet.
Oh, I didn't know that was going to start playing. Different song, but
She's like, shut up. I need to listen.
No, and it's like I don't want to get in trouble right now.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
she did a song.
Otto.
She did a song with Hatsune Miku.
Yeah.
That's not Miku.
Not yet.
Okay, but I don't care about this. Bring me to Miku.
Let me cut to where Miku's on screen here.
Yes, never your blue.
It sounds like an ED.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So she's touring apparently.
Miku,
Miku, ooh, and that's all we're going to be singing for the next 3 weeks. She's going to be in Newark on August 5th. Wait, yeah.
next
2025.
Oh, the
okay.
Prudential Center.
Yeah.
So okay, so
Anyway.
Otto. Anybody else you're looking forward to, like Japanese or Asian acts or any acts actually?
I mean, if I could see Bibi again, that'd be great.
Who?
Bibi? She's Korean. She was at Head in the Clouds too. Bibi's my Oshi of K-pop. She does some like different stuff. I mean, her music videos, her early stuff. Now she's getting more like into the beauty element of it. But like her early music videos were like her on a revenge match against a man. It's like pretty violent, or like her like waking up in a casino and it, like implied that maybe she'd been kidnapped and like breaking her way out. And it was more like gritty. She does like an Animal Farm one at one point. Yeah.
So like high concept stuff.
Yeah, some really cool high concept stuff. Loved her stuff, and like her new music is still fun, but there's some more poppy stuff in it because she's like started to break her way in.
When you say like she's doing more beauty stuff now, what is that?
I guess more like
aesthetically like classically beautiful, like.
Oh, just like your standard.
But she did as part of the was it Article 2 or whatever the part of like the protest the women are doing now in Korea. She did
the 4B movement.
4B movement, yeah.
What's
so
that?
she did a video for that.
What's the 4B
or
movement?
related to it.
I forget what the 4 pillars are, but
It's
like
basically
female
they're
empowerment?
Me Too kind of.
Yeah. It's basically like you won't get married, have sex, go on dates, or something else with men because of like the toxic masculinity.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So this whole video that she put out, Dare, is just about her being like a college girl and into another girl. I think there's music to this. And the whole video is just like her being, and you don't get a lot of this in K-pop. So this was like a big statement.
Wow.
But like you can kind of see her vibe, her visual vibe in this versus like her old stuff. Kazuno kind of works. Oh no, what did I do? Obviously I'll have to cut some of this audio out. But yeah, there's always like 30 seconds of openings for her videos. This isn't the murder one, but this was the song that got me into her.
That's like a movie.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and she has like the marks on her. She's a pretty good rapper too. So she's probably my favorite Korean rapper. She did a song with Soyeon from G Idol. I think it's We're Bad Bitch, I think is the name of the song, and it's just those two and like one other girl going like, "Fuck all of you," like we've got actual talent. Bibi's whole thing is like, I don't need men, but also like really sexual songs. So like again, stuff that like K-pop idols wouldn't normally do, but she's like, no, I'm gonna sing about what I want to, and taking a lot of inspiration obviously from like what American artists can get away with. So
that's wow. So, I didn't realize it went that deep. Like for me, I really I want to see Bruno Mars. I've never seen Bruno Mars. Yeah, I want to see.
Cool.
I want to see Blackpink.
Blackpink is
next year.
I had tickets to see them and I ended up selling them because I couldn't. I was like, I don't know if I'm.
Did you
gonna
make a
be able to
profit?
I think I just got my money back, maybe a little bit more.
And I want to see when they come back BTS.
Yeah.
Like 2026.
I only want to see Aegis D. So Suga has a rap career, and I really like his rap music.
So you know so much about the Asian music scene.
But I have a bit of involvement. So my friends got me into K-pop during, I think, the pandemic. So like when Blackpink did their virtual tour or concert because they couldn't tour, and that like really opened up this idea of like, oh, K-pop artists put on like really good professionally made shows. Me and a couple friends like all chipped in together and like watched it and streamed it together. So yeah, I think I got into K-pop during like the very beginning of the pandemic.
So like for you guys, who do you guys like to listen to Western? So like for people who, you know, maybe share similar tastes with you, that they would like the same bands you like in Japan. You know what I mean? Like who do you listen to? Western.
Western wise?
Yeah, Western.
Like Coheed and Cambria.
I only like Cambria.
Fun / The Format / Bleachers. I just group those together because they're all like amalgamations of each other. Let's see what else. Oh my god, I'm like trying to look at our vinyls that are behind the camera.
I listen to everything, so
I know, that's why it's
I don't know that band.
like Stars. Not American, but Little Big.
Hey, it's Western.
Yeah, Russia.
Yeah. Well, now based in LA.
Okay.
So you like the genres you gravitate towards are like alternative and like pop.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how about you?
More punk and rock music. I mean, I haven't been to a lot of American concerts recently, but like, you know, I enjoyed Blink-182. I actually saw them after they got back together, but before Tom was with them. I'd like to see them again, but those are expensive. Sum 41, I saw like their 20th anniversary show. They did they did 2 nights in New York.
Yeah, but they're like done now. They're like,
are they?
Yeah. Their final show earlier this year.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah,
so I saw one of the last. They did
Yeah.
you know, playing old albums, and so one night they played 2 albums and another night they played 2 other albums. So I just went to both because the first one was so good. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get another ticket.
Nice.
Yeah, Coheed.
So
I like A Day to Remember.
Okay.
Pierce the Veil, although I've never seen
So like
them
a lot
live.
of like rock music.
Rock, some like post-hardcore. Yeah, there's a couple other bands in that genre that I'm like blanking on the names of right now. Not Seosin, but Census Fail I've seen a number of times, which is weird because like couldn't tell you I listen to a lot of Japanese or Korean music in that vein. I don't even know who those bands would be. But I also don't listen to a lot of rap. There's like just particular artists that I enjoy because I like find them in one vein and then I just go down a rabbit hole.
You go to like, suggested for you.
Like there's not a ton of hip hop rap music in the West that I particularly listen to. There's a few that I'm like, oh, I enjoy this song, but I'm not like digging around for it.
So you got into all of it through your friends who like introduced you to K-pop, or at least K-pop.
Yeah.
For like the J-pop stuff, I assume you guys both got into it through like anime OPs and EDs, right?
Anime kind of was my venue in, and then
you find a show, right? A bop, and then it's like, okay, let me go on Spotify or wherever you're streaming, YouTube, right? And it's like, oh, inevitably, like, okay, I'm gonna listen to their whole discography. Okay, something else is gonna pop up that gets in, or I'm gonna go to like that winter 2025 anime EDs and OPs playlist that someone makes on Spotify and just peruse through, and then you find artists that way.
Yeah, same.
Oh, this is late, but I really, really want to see Punpee. He did the theme song for Odd Taxi, Punpee and Skirt. I think I might have sent it to you. So cool. Like, I don't know what you would call that genre of music. It's...
Play it.
Sure.
Punpee.
Yeah, I think his name is Punpee.
Punpee. Louder. Punpee. Louder.
Yeah, Punpee. Punpee and Skirt. This guy's Skirt.
I don't like saying anything.
Just wait for Punpee to.
Oh, not this part.
I'll just jump forward a bit to where he starts.
It's like an easy listening alternative.
So he's kind of a
but then
hip
they
hop
have a
guy.
rapper,
Yeah. They're not a group. They performed this song together. I like Skirt too. I just haven't heard much of his music apart from this. Punpee, I like.
Good. I
don't know what
it's not like a strict
classify it
genre.
as, but yeah, I really enjoy that music.
So
And there's other bands like that.
so like anime is what got you
Eve,
into it.
Eve would be a good one. That was your favorite OP.
So what's your favorite OP of all time?
No clue. Favorite of all time?
Favorite of this year?
Let me double check if it's an OP or an ED. Well, we did do OPs in the last episode, I suppose.
Well, OP.
You're talking about song though?
Yeah,
just
just
general?
song.
Easy. Black Box by Lisa.
Black Box.
But it's cheating because not only is it Lisa, it's the theme song to my favorite video game, and it gets an anime adaptation, and it's a really good song. Otherwise, the Yakuza anime, the girl and the guy, Oral Cigarettes do that theme song.
Oh,
That opening is Oral Cigarettes, yeah. So even though I didn't like love the anime, I listed that one because it's such a good song.
What else? You have like a whole list.
Bump of Chicken did the.
Oh yeah, Bump of Chicken's great.
Bump of Chicken did that, but actually Dungeon Meshies. They did Sleepwalking Orchestra, and they did 2 or 3 of the theme songs for March Comes In Like a Lion, which is my favorite anime of all time. So actually, it's probably my favorite one would be. I want to say the season 2 opening they did for March Comes In Like a Lion, because that's the. For those who've watched it, that's the arc with Hina. And that song just tears the heartstrings.
Their musicianship is incredible.
They're spectacular.
So technical.
That's a band I'd love to see. I've
Yes.
looked into the opportunity once and it didn't happen, and I should look again. But they're really, really, really good.
A lot of them like don't come to the U.S. Again, like it's just like
Bump
anime,
of Chicken,
like,
I don't think has ever come here.
A lot of them just don't understand the audience that they have. Like we're in New York.
Yeah,
like
they just don't get the reach. Like they
Yeah.
don't think they have the reach.
Yeah.
Like maybe they they can't play in like Wisconsin, but like they could definitely do shows in L.A. and New York.
I also just wonder about the management teams behind them, like having any sense of the data of like, does it make sense to do a tour in America? Because if you think of like Bump of Chicken, like Lisa's huge. Like Lisa, it's stupid that she hasn't toured the U.S. She'd probably put off one of the biggest tours of a Japanese band. She just has such a huge audience over more than a decade.
I would say North America, like probably do Mexico and Canada too.
Yeah. Whereas like Bump of Chicken is popular, but not to the same degree. I still think they would do well in the same way that like Sim toured and Sim did great.
Yeah.
Like Bump of Chicken has a big enough catalog, I think it would work, but I don't know if maybe management like sees the sense of it, because it's not like they're doing the theme songs for Demon Slayer, which like we should tour.
I mean, if
I think that's why Creepy Nuts is going to tour if they do, is because like they did Mashal and Don. Like it's very obvious that our music is behind the biggest anime of the year, so we should tour.
But like if I were those guys, I would just schedule like 2 shows in LA and 2 shows in New York just so I could like pay for a vacation.
So
in
that-
LA and New York.
When I saw the Pillows, that's what they did. They did 2 shows in New York and I think 2 shows in Chicago, and that was it.
Just because they wanted to travel.
Because of the Fooly Cooly anime. So remember how I talked about Toonami got 2 new seasons? The first time they did 2 new seasons. So the Pillows was such a huge part of it. They got the Pillows to come back and do the music, which is the best part of that anime. So they came and toured and did some of the old new music and some of the old stuff. Also, The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. Waterweed did the theme song for that, and that one's good.
Right?
Cure, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I like
listed
that
that
one.
one. And then Spice and Wolf, the openings for that are always fun.
How about you?
And
Songs.
Songs?
Yeah. Best OP song this year or ever?
I mean, my favorite is probably Fruits Basket Season 2, Prism.
How does that one go?
It's I think it's Prism.
Let's see.
It's the beach one. Whatever. See, I may be wrong on the name of it.
Is that
Prism.
No. I'll look at it.
Season 2?
Yeah, this
Yeah, that was just it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's great.
This is my favorite. This is another one of those feel good ones. See?
Yeah.
I don't know the words. I just
Know
make
the
up.
sounds.
Yeah, the remake had some good music.
Yeah, this one's great.
Yeah.
Love this one. And
All right, I'm going to pause pause it
What
for
else?
safeties.
What else is really good? Departure from Hunter x Hunter.
Is that? I mean, that's just like iconic.
I don't know this one.
It's so good.
Or at least I don't.
And
think
like
I know
all
this
their
one.
background music in the whole anime is just different variations of this song.
Gotta get the Seagulls. That is such an era. Yeah.
Oh,
That One Piece did that too. I
That's
think
one
Naruto
thing I
did.
noticed about our OP votes from the last episode. None of us chose an OP with like one of these hands or running.
No, mine had a lot of running.
Oh, yes.
Or skateboards.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What do you, and then Kami-sama Kiss, duh.
Oh yeah.
What's the song?
It'll,
Opening?
it'll come up.
Is it the opening?
Yeah, that one. This one's great.
Hajime Mashita. Nice to meet you.
What's your okay?
And the opening to Horimiya I really like.
Horror.
Yeah, that was good.
What about and Wotakoi?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this one was very good. I've never heard any other Yo Kamiyama, but I like his voice.
What was the one you said?
Wotakoi.
Oh, hold on, let's look up this one real quick. Except I have to remember which one it is. I think it was Fighter. Oh god, why is this? Oh, this is the full music video they did. They made a special
What was
music
this
video.
from?
This is from March Comes In Like a Lion. They made their own music video to like represent the story it was in. There is a chorus eventually. I forgot how.
It's 8 verses.
Yeah, he goes long.
Okay, put on Wotakoi. I like that one.
Oh, you also like the science one. The
Oh, science.
type.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sumika.
This one reminds me of the intro to Spy Family Season 1.
Yeah.
This also. Oh, this is talk about memes.
Yeah.
Okay, what was if you can think back, what was aside from Sailor Moon, because I feel like Sailor Moon was the one we all heard first. What's the first
Or like
anime
Pokemon.
OP?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would be
Pokemon that you've heard.
It would be
That you
Pokemon.
remember. Mine was Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon.
The
Pump
English
the
version.
dragon.
Have you ever heard the Japanese one?
No, I've only heard the terrible English version.
Yeah, yeah. It's not Kai. What's the original? No, not Rock the Dragon.
No, Rock the Dragon.
No,
That's
I
the
want.
only
I
one
know,
that
but I want to
exists.
hear that. It's only a minute long. It's not even at 1:30.
Emily didn't even watch Dragon Ball Z, but knows this theme song.
So it doesn't even name the band.
Just Dragon Ball.
But it does name the show. I know what show
it
this is.
is. DBZ song Enjoy. Okay, so now I want to hear what's
What's the real one?
song? Dragon.
Chala Head Chala. This one's 2 minutes long, so like they cut the.
How does
opening
this one
sequence.
go? Dragon.
Oh, I have heard this. Okay.
Yeah, I've
Dragon.
heard this.
Dragon. Pump the dragon. Oh yeah.
Also, that dragon is not in the series.
Yeah, that dragon's way too friendly. Oh yeah.
Die.
Hey, look.
Look, his kid was behind his leg.
Okay, I love these differences. Can you also play the One Piece WB versus One Piece the real one? Do you remember the
No.
One Piece?
I didn't hear the
The
No.
One Piece
I have
WB
no
theme is
idea.
terrible.
pirate rap.
Yeah.
There once was a man named Goldratt. Childish dream. I forge you. Hail for the crew. Don't give it up so long. Don't give it up now. Don't give it up. Here's how the story goes. We find out by the treasure in the grand line. There's no doubt. Pirate who
This is generally regarded as one of the worst dub jobs ever done. Not even the song. The dub of this is horrific.
This explains why I never watched this. And I watched the Mask animated series.
Oh, and Beetlejuice.
And Beetlejuice, which was like in a completely.
So then
unrelated-
here's We Are. I gotta jump forward a bit. Forgot. And they just redid. He rewrote the song for the 1,000th.
Yes, I know this song.
One Piece.
Wait, what was Pokemon's Japanese opening?
Hold on, where's the We Are? God damn it, I just wanted to hear it. The guy who does this is so cool, by the way.
Why?
Yeah,
Hold on, I'll
Luffy's
pull him
really
up.
cool.
No, the sing.
Luffy sings it.
Oh, that was way cool. Okay, that sucked. Oh my god. That was not what I was looking for.
Wow, that's Steve's favorite
Wow,
part.
he did first
Trust
take.
Steve's musical taste. We are.
This guy, Hiroshi Kitadani. I'll just jump a bit to where he's actually singing. Keep in mind, the last time he did this was like 20 plus years ago.
That's dope. Oh my god, how can we forget? Giri Giri and all of the Kaguya-sama theme songs.
Oh, I mean, those are all spectacular.
Those are all great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, do you not like them?
Do you not like
No,
them?
they're fine. I just can't remember the guy's name.
Oh, no, it's not about the name, just the vibe of the
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, I don't know his name
Dun,
either.
dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun,
Maybe that's
dun,
why they
dun.
didn't come out with they're not doing a season 4 is because they're like, he can't keep topping himself. It's,
Allow me, mister. Oh, mister.
For some reason, the Garnt clip where he's talking about anime and he's like, and he hates like Sister Lover or something, and he's
Okay.
like, "Oh, lovely sister,"
yeah.
and it's in his Garnt voice. It's terrible. Wait, does Pokemon have a Japanese
I'm sure,
theme song?
yeah.
Because it's definitely not as good as the Pokemon theme song. I'm talking about the original Kanto.
Pocket Monsters OP01. Okay.
Oh, it's the same graphic.
Wait.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna read these out loud.
Through dirt and clouds and even up that girl's skirt. Eek!
It's really, 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 really difficult. But I'll definitely get them.
Is he talking about
I'll
up
get
girl's skirts?
Pokemon. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
get Pokemon. We're saying bye-bye to Masara Town. Bye. I'm going on a trip with this guy here, Pikachu.
That's a bad translation.
Pushing ourselves to win with hard train techniques. And then I'll make some friends and move on to the next.
This is just straight up the plot. Oh my god, okay.
Okay, wait, no, play the real one. The one true Pokemon.
All right,
theme
you're just
song.
giving me a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to cut out of this episode.
Yeah.
We're gonna have 4 minutes of content.
Pokemon.
No, it's like if you have so many copyright strikes, they cancel each other out.
That's not how that works.
It's pluses and minuses.
But like, the first song is very much like, here's literally what's going to happen. And this one's more like metaphorical,
Yeah, this
which is
one's
better because
great.
Ash accomplishes nothing until like 20 years later.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Yeah, so those are all the ones we loved.
Yes. I will. I didn't get into EDs, but I was just gonna call it one. Eve did the ending song for Blue Box, and I think that might be my favorite. Favorite song, not ending, but like that song was just really, really good.
I really like the Dan to Dan ED this year.
The one of the cats.
Yeah. I don't really like the song. I like the
Oh, okay. Yeah,
ED.
I was gonna say the song's so. The ED's fun.
I just
my
love the
favorite.
cat
My
dancing.
favorite ED would probably be the NieR one. Just the style of having to be dancing on a beat. Like it's a pretty cool visual. So like I like that one.
Mine's probably a hot take, but it's the end of the Kaiju number 8.
That is a hot take. Wait, not the opening.
No, the
ending
What's the ending?
with One Republic. Nobody got you the way.
Oh.
I thought that was the opening.
No. The
Oh, the
beginning is Youngblood.
Yeah,
Oh, yes,
I really
yes,
don't
yes.
like that OP. The song's okay, but I don't like the OP.
I really like.
Oh.
got you the way I do.
This is the one where it's just pictures on a computer. I really don't like that CD.
But the song's
Like this
good.
part's fine, but then the ED got
Just the song.
Yeah,
just
I
the
was
song.
gonna say ED got lazy here, where there's like images. Look, pictures.
Okay, is there an option for animes to just forgo the ED? Like, it's so jarring sometimes when you have such a heavy
There
episode.
are series that don't. ReZero frequently will not use the ED for extra time, and it's like
Yeah.
it's a joke. Like I think this season, this half of the season, because they're on break until January, the ED played once in 9 episodes. Actually, I don't think the ED played. We've only seen the open. No, the ED played once or twice. The opening, I don't think we've technically seen it. Something like that.
It's just so jarring when you have like an episode end with like, and then my dad died.
Nobody got you
The
the
way
way
I
I
do.
do.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Whatever. I think that song's a bop.
Yeah,
It's
fair.
good. There was one I wanted to play for you guys. Oh, did you see the Ranger Reject ED? This I think would be maybe best ED for like, it's just goofy. It's just a dance number. The beginning's a little slow because it just starts with the main guy. This is like a better version of what the Suicide Squad ending was not, because it was like not animated. And the fat dude later on is like frequently out of sync. It was just like a little thing they added. The show, unfortunately, wasn't very good. This is probably like the best animation in the whole series, but
Yeah. I'm like, is this like mocap, rotoscoped?
I think it was probably rotoscoped. And then you've got the
Yeah.
Rangers. Like I like
Yeah, that's cool.
I think I missed it, but yeah, there was one where like the fat dude's like off a half step, and it's just like really noticeable.
Your favorite are all the A3s.
Yeah.
Oh no, you forgot your favorite ED of all time.
What? Oh yeah, Bald Chica.
No.
That is.
Oh.
Oh no, the Chica dance is the best ED of all time. Actually.
No, I like the one where they're like in space.
and she gets her head. It's
she has a
um.
bald cap
yeah,
on
yeah.
for no reason.
I'll
Yes.
give you a hint.
My favorite ED of all time.
Free.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Where he
that
goes
one.
like this. This is season 2.
I think it's season 2.
I've never watched any of Free.
Oh,
That
that one.
one.
This one. They're in the desert. Isn't that the exact opposite of
Yes.
what they do?
Oh, that one was Sam.
Oh, sorry.
I just like this because of they're dancing in the club
In the desert.
here.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
Yeah,
Just
that,
goes
I
with
like that. The energy he's got.
And he just keeps on doing it.
He's got the one move. That's me, basically. I'm like, I only know one
Oh, yeah.
thing. Whip, whip, whip.
I just,
All right.
they're insane.
Yeah.
OPs and EDs are
I
insane.
think
Sometimes,
so funny
but
when
like
they're
we're
just, like-
picking good ones. A lot. Sometimes it's like super slow song, and it's like here's some slow
Oh, yeah.
drawings, which like sure whatever, but
The
like
best
it
ones
isn't
are
it
the
isn't
insane ones.
memorable.
Yes.
The best, yeah, where it's like, why is a swimming boys high school anime in the desert and they're dressed as Arabian Nights in a club?
Oh yeah, and you mentioned A3.
Yes, A3.
You know A3?
No, I don't.
There's one about like an actors club,
Oh, okay.
and in their OP, they literally go like, act, and they're like, actor, and then acting. It's like those are the 3 A's in A3. I don't know.
Yeah.
No one knows. It's terrible. I like the terrible ones.
I'm noticing a trend.
I
yeah.
just think it's so funny.
Oh,
I
God.
just, but I think Kaguya-sama has the best OPs, like consistent
OPEDs, yeah.
OPEDs. They're
yeah.
so good.
Yeah. For consistency, I would throw March Comes In like a line up there because every one of those are spectacular, and there's 4 because each season had the 2 seasons they each had 2 OP and ED, and that's like just 8 songs solidly. But yeah, usually it's like there's 1 or 2 that are good. Like Demon Slayer's had some good ones. It's
Yeah.
had some not so good ones.
I think Chainsaw Man, their ED situation is a lot like the show, where I think it was good, but like conceptually it's really good, but like in execution it was fine.
No, I
Like-
thought it was too much.
Really?
Yeah, bit off
thought
more
the
than they
Chainsaw-
could chew.
I enjoyed more than I didn't of those songs.
Yeah,
I thought it was attention seeking. Like there was no reason
to have that
to
many
do that.
EDs.
Like focus your attention on either getting more episodes or I don't know, something. Chainsaw Man was such a disappointment for me.
But usually for the OPs and EDs, they usually have different animators, right? Or like
a lot
different
of
team.
sometimes they'll have different people work on them, and also those EDs were all like they're obviously not animated to the degree the show was, so it's not the same demand. So they could be a little quicker and looser with the animation, so that they had the opportunity to be like, hey, this one's just about power. It was like it was a creative project.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I actually enjoyed those, but I also know I liked the show more than you two did.
Yeah,
So.
I think creatively, like I respect the crap out of it because it really swung. Like it tried really hard, which like
I hope they do it again in season 2 after
there's
the
nothing
movie comes out,
cooler
which
than
we don't have a
caring.
day on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully that movie comes out in 25. We'll see.
yeah,
Fingers
we'll see.
crossed.
Only one song for that one because it's a movie. Unless they put a song every 30 minutes.
Unless it's a
I
musical.
was gonna say it could be a musical anthology.
Oh my!
with it
If
just
they made the
like-
Reze story a musical, that would hit harder.
Musicals, they're all the rage nowadays.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
are.
And not telling people ahead of time that they're about to see a musical.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
like the Joker baby?
Like the Joker and like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh.
say
That
the
was a
joke. The
surprise
Joker, I feel like
musical.
was marketed as a musical, but I remember Willy Wonka. I think
No one knew. I had no idea. Willy
people
Wonka
knew there was like numbers in it because like
Yeah,
they
there's
implied they were
songs.
singing, but I think that one like it's literally a musical. I think in general
like,
people
skirted away
were
from it.
sup-
I was gonna say,
unaware.
like the Gene Wilder movie was
They
had
don't-
music numbers in it.
No,
Yes, it
just
did.
the one.
No,
What else?
it had Oompa Loompa.
I think
Oh,
each of the
yeah.
kids had a song,
Yeah, it
but it's
had
not a,
Pure
but it's not a
Imagination.
musical. It
Pure
had,
Imagination, and then it had.
But it wasn't a musical.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm saying there were musical like
Yeah.
it's not like you're going in there and being like, oh my god, it's like going into Sweeney Todd and being like, oh, I wouldn't expect
But
this
that-
Johnny Depp thing to
But
That
be.
was the
the
second
new
one
Willy
was,
Wonka
like,
movie was
a
just straight up a
musical.
musical. It didn't have musical numbers. The whole thing was like wicked.
Yeah.
All
like,
I'm saying
even,
is
like-
if you're going into Willy Wonka and not expecting to hear Oompa Loompa, that's kind of on you.
Yeah, fair.
No.
I mean, even like Mean Girls, they like
Oh well,
stayed
that was
away
a travesty.
from.
on the,
Wait,
from
Mean
the
Girls was a
thing.
musical?
Yeah. So Mean Girls, the original was just
Yeah.
regular, and then they made the stage play,
Yeah. Okay.
and then they made a
Like a
remake of the
remake
movie based
thing.
on the stage play, which was a musical
Oh.
that they didn't advertise as a musical.
Gross.
Yeah, and
oh
who
man,
knew?
you almost threw up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like musicals to begin with, but I just
Hairball.
don't understand the idea of being like, we know people will not come in to see this, but it needs to be a musical, so let's lie about it. So they'll get trapped and be like, well, I spent the money, I'll suffer through.
I spent $17.50 to be here.
Yeah, I would just leave and ask for my money back and be like, I came for a movie and that's not a movie.
That's what we do. We hold space for musicals.
Spaces away from me. No,
We hold
no,
space for
no. You can hold
musicals.
the space for a musical. I will be in my own safe space away from it.
Well, on that note, we're gonna hold space, right?
Outer space.
Outer space.
What space?
We're gonna hold space until the next.
Blank space, baby. And no, what's our
Episode?
name?
Yeah, until the next episode.
Right.
So we are perfectly mid.
Yeah.
You can find us on our socials at
Perfectly Mid on TikTok and Instagram.
and
Spotify if you're watching us there, but
Yeah.
you're probably not. You're probably watching us on YouTube.
Zanga.
YouTube helps more.
Live Journal, MySpace.
Yeah, check out my live journal. You can read all my my posts from 20 years ago about the girl I was seeing in 10th grade, and
Yeah.
Anyway,
Deviant Art,
yeah. If you
Feet Finder.
if you want to find us on
OnlyFans.
other socials, let us know in the comments. That actually really helps out a lot. You could like the video as well, but the comments are really helpful. So let us know what band you've seen, particularly Japanese, Korean bands that you've seen that are really, really good. Let us know who we should keep an eye out for.
Yeah.
Those were words.
Those were
I
words.
stumbled through the end of it, but we got there.
Those were words.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, sing it with me, guys.
I didn't know what song we were singing. Zabenya.
Babadidzi baba sitako enyama sitako nama.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.